Everything I do, I try to do it with the thought of people are watching. Like girls look at me. Like when I had my show, a couple of the girls told me, they was like, I've been watching you since I was a kid. So I was like, dang, since you was a kid. I mean, I influenced you to. Did I influence you to be a stripper? Because I never wanted it to be it. You know, I just was living my life.
What's good, Beyond the Odd podcast, my people, my peopleizations? Here's proof again, as I told you. And we're going to get into the fellas as well. Y'all not exempt. It takes two to tangle. But I want to reveal, as I told you guys, women are grown children. And as I told you guys in the other video, women are not meant to be leaders. They're not supposed to be leaders. And I told you how women, and I gave you an example of how women show you they're not meant to be leaders. They throw tantrums like children. They beg for attention like children. And they don't have accountability like children because it's not in their DNA. It's not in their physical makeup. They're not to blame for who they are. They are just who they are. But when women are in position of power, things go chaos. This is just the truth of the matter because they're not meant to be in position of power. And because there's not enough men that are alpha males and leaders, it's too much feminine within the male existence. And that's why we have even more chaos. Now, the higher ups are to blame for putting this in place when we started talking about women equality and women can do the same thing men can do. No, they cannot. Women cannot do the same thing men can do. There is no such thing as equality amongst the living. There's only equality amongst the dead. There is no equality amongst the living. There is a hierarchy. There is a pecking order in every walk of living life, period. And because we are human beings. We are two different creatures. Yes, we are human beings, but the makeup of our DNA and genetics is completely different because we have different roles. So what you're hearing is Jessica Dime, former stripper, reality star in the entertainment world, who led a lot of women and young women astray. And now, because I told you guys, when women, they need men to be leaders. They need men to make the decisions. They cannot make decisions. They have chaos when they are on their own. It's like leaving your children at home and giving them $100,000, and the oldest child in the house is 14. You leave them there for a week. Guess what? It's going to be chaos in the household because there's no structure. There's no leadership. There's no authority. And that's what women are. That's why it's chaotic. You look at social media, as I showed you. It's out of control. Because they don't have the structure. They need men to be leaders. They need to be led. They're not meant to be leaders. They're meant to be led. And now Jessica Dime has now gotten domesticated. She has a man to lead her. She has children. She has structure. And now she's looking back and she's identifying and realizing that she led everybody astray when she was off the chains with no structure and no leadership. And now she feels the sorrow. Now she's crying. Now she's in regret. And now she's lying. And she's telling you, I didn't mean for women to get BBLs. I didn't mean to influence women, young women, to be strippers. Yes, you did. What did you think was going to happen when you're posting pictures of your assets everywhere, which and attaching it to success. There goes what I told you before. They lack accountability. Now she's talking about, I didn't mean to lead you astray. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You attached you shaking your assets, showing your physique, showing your body with success. What did you think that was going to influence? Did you not realize that was going to influence the youth? You showing them you're independent. You showing them shaking your assets get you success and money and attraction. What did I tell y'all again? Women beg for they beg for attention. So if you're telling them that you're getting all these millions of views and all this attention, what did you think was going to happen? Of course they're going to follow your lead. They're begging for your attention. The same, not your attention. They're begging for the attention that you garnered, that you attracted, along with the success, so they can tell people they bosses when they're not bosses. They're misled. They're lost. Like you was misled. You was lost. So she's saying that she did this to get out of her circumstances. Agreed. I understand. But you had to know that this was going to come with people following you and being influenced by you, children and teenagers and young adults, women, because you're showing them that this attracts men. Men are attracted to movement. And now you're talking about you didn't realize that it was, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to influence you. Yes, you did. You showing them that this is the way. You knew what you was doing. This is Jessica Dime here, showing off her assets on social media. Cleavage. Hips. Right? Here she is again. Showing off your waistline, showing off your beauty, showing off your curves, showing off your assets. What did you think this was going to attract? What do you think that was going to attract? You didn't think that the young women behind you that looked up to you, that admired you, while you was laughing and shaking your assets, was going to want to follow in your footsteps? Now you have 24-year-old young lady passing away from getting her third BBL because she couldn't get enough attention. The first BBL didn't garner the attention that she wanted, so she did it again. That didn't garner the attention that satisfy the attention that she was looking for. So she did it again at 24, and she paid the ultimate price with her life. So for Jessica to say that she didn't realize that she was leading the youth astray is a lie. That shows you a lack of accountability. I told you guys. Let's listen again.
Everything I do, I try to do it with the thought of people are watching. Like,
if everything you do it with the thought of people are watching, then you had to understand that the youth, the young girls that's looking up to you and seeing you, telling them that you having all the success by shaking your assets, what did you think was going to happen? Lack of accountability, lack of reasoning, lack of understanding equals they are not meant to be leaders. They are lost.
Girls look at me, like when I had my show, a couple of the girls told me, they was like, I've been watching you since I was a kid. So I was like, dang, since you was a kid? I mean, I influenced you to, did I influence you to be a stripper? Because I never wanted that to be it, you know? I just was living.
You never wanted that to be it because you are not meant to be a leader. You need to be led. You didn't pay attention and understand the consequences. Period. Because you're not a leader, you're meant to be led. And fellas, we gonna get to you lack of leaders. All the feminine in the male community. Yes, society and social media has created these feminine men. Disgusting. You disgust me. You disgust me. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe to the Beyond the Eye podcast. First of all, let's keep listening. Let's keep finishing. Let's listen to this.
In my life, I never want to influence nobody to get no ass or be no stripper. That was just my path. Because I know I got a daughter, and I don't want to be a bad influence on any of the.
You know you got a daughter and you don't want your daughter going down that path. Then why didn't you think about the youth the same way you think about your daughter? Why? Because now she's in a house of structure. She has a man in the house that's creating structure around her, and now her eyes are open because she's being led. You see the difference? And that's all I got for y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Make sure y'all share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace. It's your boy Blue.